Hello everyone, my name is Duncan and welcome to, well, surprisingly this is indeed the town of Tilton for my usual let's play. But that's not what we're gonna do here today. Today I'm actually gonna show you how to use the builder mode and basically create a tiny tutorial and as to what everything is. And we got a little critter over here being cute. Right, so the first thing you do in building, at least that's what I tend to do, is pause the game. Why do we do that? Because when I'm building, I don't want goblins to come in my town and start wrecking shit, or start, get notifications all around you whilst you're trying to concentrate on the building. So, that's the very first thing you do. Then you've got this design a building menu. And many of you may realize that this is a quite intimidating looking UI, with a lot of things going on at any time. So, what I'm gonna do in this episode is I'm gonna go through every single bit in this UI, explain what it is, how it works, and hopefully we can create a small little building with it. So, the first thing you want to do, if you got a building, at least like mine, I've got this one selected for some reason. So, over here you have to follow my mouse because I can probably add in arrows, but for now you follow the mouse. Over here, you have the name. Normally when you start building, for example, let's make quickly a new one, yeah. See, you got a number. Just a number. And that number is very important because, as you can see, this is the 33rd building I'm building in this town. I know for a fact that this thing over here is 5 of them, but that doesn't matter. So, what you do is you either keep the number or you make it something that you like, or at least you name it something. So, I tend to name it house, because we're going to build a house quickly. Right, so then over here, you've got this thing. You can open and close this. And you can see the costs. And currently the cost is nothing. And this cost will keep going up the more you add to the game. And then over here you can see exactly what this building needs to be built. So, then over here, we're gonna do the top first. Over here we got the pointer. Well, actually this is what we have currently selected. If you can't figure out what you've got selected, just look up here and you can see exactly what you have selected. This is the erase tool, and this tool is very, very tricky. Because you don't erase single blocks. No, you erase entities. Or at least, like, things. So, for example, if I were to just make quickly a wall. So, we've got a wall here. We get the erase tool and we just can remove the entire wall. Just like this. But if I do, like, the blocks. Like, just say different blocks. Let's make it like 2 rows quickly. And I say this, it removes the entire thing. But if I do this, I place a wall. And then I screwed it up. Some blocks. You'll see that it only selects the same thing. And that's because these are 2 different entities. This is a wall and this is blocks. But that's how it works. I will come later to how to remove single blocks. That will come later. Right, so going on further up ahead, we've got the undo and the redo. So we can wait for the saving to be done. So we can go, and what we just did, we just removed something. We can undo it. I just clicked that twice on accident. So we can go and redo it. And whatever you just did comes back. And you can keep doing that for as long as you want. So every action you perform, so placing a single block, placing a wall, placing a room, placing whatever, that can be undone. And if you accidentally click undo, or one too many, like I just did, I can just do redo and it places it back again. So let's go back to this. There we go. Now, followed by that, we have the new building. Because as you may have noticed, this game uses, like, different buildings. Every building is its own thing. So, for example, if we were, so to say, what I just actually did a moment ago, I just realized, I did it without actually thinking, is that I just created a new build. Every time you want to build a new building, the first thing you do is click on this. You click on this and then edit the name. Then over here, you have save building. So, if you have your building completed, or you have like, okay, this is really cool, I want a template of this. You click save building. What happens then is you go into here, the templates, and you can see a ton of templates. As you can see, I have quite a few of them. Actually, I don't have as many as I used to have. But then you get this. And from here on out, you can literally just go in, let's not place a pyramid. For example, here's a Stilton church. This church over here, I pressed the save button, the save building, and it came in here as a template. So let's just quickly show how this works, the template thing. So let's go to the lighthouse, which I made in one of my live streams. You can see it just creates the entire building and it makes so that you can place it. And you can place anywhere you want. But just left clicking on the ground once you think, okay, this is a fine place to go. Actually, now think of it, I probably want this somewhere around here. Because this looks really, really cool. Let's place it. Where's the entrance? There was an entrance in here. There it is. Yeah, I think actually this will do. So let's go around and place it. Let's place it here. So you can see the thing entirely is completely changed. Like immediately went to lighthouse because with this you place a new building. This over here is a new building. So this I will build on later on because this looks... Okay, that looks actually pretty cool. But yeah, this is basically a lighthouse I built in another city, in another save, in a previous file, or... Actually, no, I did build this... No, I built this in the Alpha 24 version. But yeah, doesn't really matter. You can just go in, grab your template, and place it in the world as you want it. But you can, of course, just go and do this, destroy building. And if you do destroy building, what you do is literally... It asks you if you want to destroy the building, and I say yes, and it's gone. And you go back to your previous building. So... Actually, I really want that lighter because it looks really cool. There we go. Okay, so we're just gonna keep that there. Because that looks cool. Right, so next up, what I want to go and do is build a new building. Yep. 36. I don't know why I just built 3 buildings, but that doesn't matter. We call this the house because we're gonna build a house after all. And then we're gonna look down here. So at these specific tools. The things I have over here on the top right, you can just completely ignore because those are debug tools I use within my series to make sure that I actually can play it. Now. Right, so as I was saying, we have this over here. These are basically all your tools. All the tools you're going to be able to use in your building. Of course, at the beginning we have got the pointer, we'll come to that later. So the first thing I want to go and show you is the road tool. What we have over here is a road, and I believe that... Okay, so let's do this first. Once you open up any of these tools, except for the whole one, I believe. Yep. If you open up any of these tools, except for the pointer and the hole tool, is that you can see different materials. Over this popping up over here. And this basically shows you, like, this allows you to choose the material you want to use for that specific moment. And up here we have this little... I actually don't know what it's called. I haven't got this... I don't know what this is called, but... It's basically like a... thing that you can select to take another color. So let's say that... Hello? Intriguing. It's probably because I haven't built anything yet. Ah, there we go. Right, so you click it a few times to make sure you actually have it selected. And then you can just click on any other block you've made before, even in different buildings. For example, I want to say... I want this color, and I get that color. But that's what we don't want. We want this color. So what I want to go and do is create a road. And when I create a road, I can just go and do this and drag it out. And it will make a square to how I want it. And you can see that once it's done saving, that you can see the actual measurement. Like some sort of ruler is laid beside it. You can see that my road currently is 3 blocks width and 14 in length. And I can increase that. And this makes sure that you never ever have to count the blocks like you do in Minecraft. Because that's just obnoxious. Right, so we're gonna do it there. Make it look a little bit pretty over here. And we have a little road. And you can notice that this color, even though I just took that color, it looks differently from this. The reason for that is because every other building that is made in the new builder tool, because I know for a fact that these are made in the old one, they are grayed out, so you don't accidentally go clicking on them. So you can very easily see what is the building you're working on and what building you aren't working on. So now we have made this little road, and I want this little road to go to about here, and you can see that I just keep adding it. I want it to go to about there, just make it look a bit pretty. Yeah, so I've gone to what I just did later. And you can see that I just can go and do all of... Oh, just when I'm gonna do this. They must have changed that. Normally when there's like something in the way, like a plant or a boulder or whatever, you can't actually build anything over that, but apparently they changed that. Right, so what I just did is, like, so let's say we have this. So I drag it out, I've got this, and I realized, crap, this is the wrong tool. I'm actually building something in the wrong color, and like, I'm trying to build a wall suddenly. What you do is you just hold it, and then you can right-click it, and just ignores it. And that was just a bug, takes a moment. And you deselect your entire tool. So whatever you have, if you right-click, you deselect your tool and go back to the pointer. And that can basically save you if you don't want to use the undo button. Right, so now we have this. We made this little road here, which looks intriguing to say the least. Actually, let's go and... So, what I have now, like, over here, I realized, like, I made a small mistake. This block over here, I don't want. And I can't, as you can see, use the erase tool because that will remove the entire bloody road. What you do then is go to these holes. And then you can just select a single block and remove it. So this tool is one of my favorite tools in the entire builder. Because you can just go and build and then go and chip into your building to remove a single block. Or you can click and hold it and remove even more, like this. That way you can just make archways or whatever. And what I can, for example, do is I make a wall over here. I've got this wall, and I realize, I don't want actually a door in here, but I just want an archway. So we got to do this. Can do some of this. Can do some of this. And we have an archway. See? It's great. I really like this tool. So let's go and remove this. Now, going back to the roads. What we have over here then with the road tool is something very differently. Because we can go to the point and we can click on it. And as you can see in the middle of the building, because I made an archway, I just realized that over here, you got these arrows. And you can use those arrows to move it around. Let's go and place this back again. So basically with this, you can just, if you realize like, this entire road is just one off to the left, you don't actually have to go in and remove it, but you can just move it around. Which is actually really handy. I know, I think I placed it like this. That's fine. And once you're ready, you can just left click somewhere else and boom, done. Easy. Did I do it correctly? Yeah, I did. Okay. So, next up is we're gonna go to this side. So we had the road tool, we had the hole tool. Now we're going to go to the room tool. Because every building, at least normally, is made out of rooms. Even this lighthouse is made out of rooms. So what you do is you've got this little room tool over here. And what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna select the walls. And I know for a fact that around here in this town, I use the pattern of Napa and Ash. For the columns, I tend to use Bister. I don't know why, I just do. And then for the flooring, we can use a... Actually, not... Well, I think I'm gonna go for some wood. Because everything here is made out of wood, so let's just go for a little bit of wood. And I believe, yeah, the backup brown is what I normally use. So, now we select our colors and our materials. What we can go and do is go into... Let's start over here. So what we can do is click and we hold the button. And we just move it around. Sorry, I've been drinking a bit of Coke, so my stomach is not enjoying my life. So let's just go and make a 25 by 15 room. As you can see, some of the main complaints I have heard in this game is that the room 2 actually builds on top of the flooring. And I can imagine that some people... Actually, I like this personally. But I can imagine that some people don't like this. So what you do... You wait for the saving to be done, apparently. Because this game saves like every 5 minutes. Which I really, really need. Is you click over here on the bottom floor. And you can see that not only are the blue arrows there to move it around. Let's place it back. You also have these greenish arrows. And these arrows means you can move it up and down. So, let's say we want it down here. We just move it down one. Oh. Apologies. That something happened there, I don't know what. I think I moved my mouse a bit too much. But anyway, as you can see, the game is very sensitive sometimes. So if something happens, you always got the undo button and you can move it back. I just was an easy fix for me. You can see it just moved it down one in the ground. And I believe if I do one more, it starts creeping the hell out because they can't reset. Because this entire bit... Let's move it up one. This over here was just like ground again because this is all air and it doesn't replace it. So you have to dig it out then first. Right, so we have our little room over here sinking one into the ground. That is absolutely wonderful. Now, what I want to go and do is quickly create another room back here of 10 by 10. And as you can see, it looks very weird. So what I can do again is just click on the bottom one and say, okay, this one can go down in and I can move it in one. So this is a single wall. And we got this. See? Now, looking at this, I come to realize, like, maybe this is a bit too small in length. What I do is then, I click on a wall, and you can see I can increase the height of the wall even, but also the length of the entire building. So I can click on the wall, and I can actually drag it out or push it back in. I can do this, or I can do this. So let's go and make this a 30 then. Now we have this. Right, so. Now we have made this little thing. We're going to just make a single story building for now, because I think that is enough for this. What we then do is look at this and maybe, yes, I probably want some different rooms inside of here. And for that, I've got this lovely single wall tool. This is basically freestanding walls. And I just make sure quickly that I have the same materials. Yes, I do. And what I can go and do is, okay, let's see. I want, actually, this is a bit small. Make that 15. There we go. So what we can go and do is, I want a little, I want a little hallway, I think. So we drag it out, you click once, or you can hold click even, I think. But I normally just click once and you can do this, and you get this. And you can drag it into all the walls even. And if you want to go and move that, you just click on the wall, and you realize you can increase the size of it. Oh. You can move it around entirely, and you can even increase the height of it. So this is a neat little tool. I think actually that I need to move it by 1 over to here, because I know I don't want to place a door there in a moment. Now that we have that, I want to make another view. So for example, let's say that I want another little hallway over here. We can place one over here. And then we can place a wall over here. And then we go into the editor tool of the walls itself and just move it around. And you can see, I now have made a little interior with walls and everything. Now the next tool is a split wall tool. Oh, I just clicked on something, I don't know what I did. Right, so the split wall tool. The split wall tool surprisingly doesn't work on freestanding... Hello? Doesn't work on freestanding wall. It only works on the walls of a room tool. And what it does, it literally... Come on. I keep pressing the wrong button. Like on my mouse, it's very sensitive, I'm sorry. Basically what this does is it basically splits up a wall. It puts an extra column in between a wall section. So for example, if I want to say that this wall... Bloody hell. I keep pressing right mouse click or to move the camera around, but I don't do it enough. But yeah, for example, I want this wall over here to be 2 walls. I just go in here, click on it, and you can see if I select it, it is now 2 separate walls. Actually, I don't really want it myself. I barely use this tool, but I can see the use of this. Let's go and undo that, and we have a little wall over here. Then next up, we have the roof tool, which we will not use yet because that's a very last thing you want to use because you basically drag a roof over it. The block tool we are not going to use yet. But over here you have this paint tool. Now this paint tool is very, very, very cool. Because what I want to go and do, as you can see over here at the very edges, this is all white and this is all... These blocks are grey. But they just sprinkled around and I don't like that. I want... it is, I believe... I don't know, what color is it? It's Napa. Okay. Right, so what I can do is I've got this tool and I look at this and you can just... change the color of every single block you encounter. So you simply just do this. Now I'm just adding little things here that I like. Hello, Mr. Raccoon. And then we go over here, oh, saving, just one moment. Go on. There we go. And we just go around and make things look a bit prettier than it was before. With the colors that I like to use. Over here and over here. And I believe... Oh, no, one more. There we go. So I just went around and edited basically the ground level. Why is this? That's intriguing why I did that. It doesn't really matter anyway. So now that we have this. So that is the paint tool. Then you hold to our paint and the stair tool is actually quite simple. Just a stair. I actually am not going to use it in the build because I'm just going to show you how it works. What you can do is you can just move it around and with the keys next to N and M, which are basically arrows with the comma and the dot, you can rotate things. As you can see, I'm just spamming it and it rotates. What you can also do is you look over here, as I do this, I can place it on the ground, or I can place it against a wall. But I want to go and place it on the ground for now. So we do this. And we have this little wall. And I come to realize, I click on it, like, this color isn't correct. I want it to be the color of water. There we go. Oh, it doesn't work anymore? Oh, you should be able to do this. Okay, never mind that. If I want to change the color, I have to actually use the paint tool. Go here and say, okay, let's go and change the entirety. You used to be able to change that. I don't know why it doesn't... Yeah, now it is blue. Ta-da. Does it work for this? Ah, yeah. Okay, so it works on walls, it doesn't work on stairs. So basically what you can do, you can click on the wall, or even the flooring, and you can change the entire color of the floor. I don't know why it doesn't work for this. That's weird. Okay. Right, so we have this little thing over here. Let's go and select this for now. Because, no, that doesn't work either. Okay. It's a bit tricky sometimes. I do apologize. But yeah, as you can see, I have like a lot of different options I can use. So for one, I want this stair to be higher. I can't do that. I want it to be lower. I can... Hello? Because this is apparently the minimum height of it. Yeah, I can... Ah, I see. Because I changed the color. Okay, let's remove this and let's re-show it. Right, so what we can do with the stair... The stair actually works quite simple. Place it down. Got a nice blue looking stair. And I got to realize, okay, this stair is not exactly as I want it. I can increase the height. I can decrease the height. Now it works. I can increase the length. And if I go in length, I can realize that it's always flat and I want to go higher. I just pull it all the way up. I can make it wider. I can make it thinner. I can even make it disappear if I completely do that. And I can make it longer on this side as well. And if you see over here, if it's longer and you start moving in, it actually cuts down. Okay, let's go over here. And as last, you can of course always just move it. So let's go and remove this because we don't want to use it yet. Now, next up, we have these tools over here. We have the windows, the doors, the furniture, and the decoration. But let's start with the door. I want a nice looking door. Let's not do that. Let's go for the ornate wooden door. Yes, everyone likes that one. So we have this over here. And like, okay, that's a nice looking door, but we also need interior doors. So let's place one. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, so that apparently doesn't quite work. So let's do this. Let's pull you back one. There we go. And you can see I just edited my entire building for a moment. So I just made this hallway one bit bigger so I can fit this door in here. And then we can place a door over here, and a door over here. And I think that looks splendid. Right, so we have the doors inside our home, but we don't have any windows yet. You go to windows and you can see that I have all my windows here. And these items you see over here are all items that you can make. So what you can do is every item that you are able to make with your crafters, so they need to have the workshop for it, the item workshop, and they need to have the level for it. Next to that, also every item in your inventory. So if you buy something, for example, I've got this ornate wooden tunnel door of level Portal Gem level. I honestly don't know what it's called. Yeah, I can of course choose this and place down fucking 50 of them if I want to. So as you can see here, I've got a lot of doors here. And the thing about this is, if I choose this to be made. So I, for example, have one ornate wooden tunnel door of that level in there. But I place 50. The building won't continue once it reaches that until I actually have more of those wooden doors. So I actually have to go and spam them. And the thing with that is that you can make your buildings look absolutely fantastic with the highest appeal you can possibly think of. It just takes forever to build, because these things are rather difficult to come by. So let's go in here and remove all that, because we don't need them. There we go. You as well. Here. I just placed like 4 of them in the same place there, apparently. But yeah, what you can do over here is, of course, place the things there. But if you actually have no means of building them and you just got them through a trader, then you actually have to buy them again to get more of them. Because even if you have only 1 in your inventory, you can place 50 of them in the builder. Right, so moving on to windows. What do I normally use? Okay. So I tend to use just simply some of these. Oh, I misplaced that. There, over there. And you can just place them into the wall wherever you want. Oh, there's actually one fits in the middle. So let's use this one here. And then let's use... Really? Need this one here as well? Okay. And we place one here. We place one here. Oh, I'm inside another building. Place one here. Here and here. And then we can place one here. Place one here. One fit in the middle here? No. So we place one here as well. And we go to the side, lastly. And just do something like this. Nice. Okay. So, we have this little thing over here. That looks, in my opinion, rather wonderful. And I come to realize that the side of the building looks rather bland. And looking at the other buildings, I use a certain pattern all around my building that I want to reuse. So let's go to the blocks. And let's go to the wood. Because I want to use some bister around here and so on, basically. So what I'm going to do is going to place them over here at every corner. Well, at least at every bit that I'm going to use like so. How do you actually do it in these bits? Let's just have a look. Okay, that's not that difficult. So over here, I place one here. I actually come to realize that those have to be removed. So I can go in and remove those bits of wall. Go back to this. And just realize, just go and build a bit around. Right, now I've placed all of those buildings, or all of those pillars, and I just want a few more on the corners I've not been able to place yet. And I can't direct them upwards, because how this works, this tool, is basically the point where you're clicking on. For example, if I'm clicking on a flat surface, like the horizontal bit, it goes like this. It goes over that surface. And if I want to go upwards, I have to actually click on this and go do this. Oh, hello. This is the old builder tool. I do apologize. I misclicked there. Yeah, so I can't do this because if I click on here, I can't go up. I just go sideways. And I can't click on this because I want them specifically there. So what I do is on all of these corners where I want them, I just place these little blocks, single blocks. I go to my pointer tool and I click on it and I drag it up. It's not too difficult to use. You just need to know how it works because this bullet tool, it looks very intimidating, but if you know how to use it, can be very, very, very cool. Right, so now that we have that, I want to go back to Ash and I'm going to fill in these gaps. Right, so now all the gaps are filled, and the last thing I want to quickly go and do is do the same as it over there, and basically all these grey bits I want to move out by one and place them also here on the bottom. So I'll be... Actually, no, I don't want to do that last bit. I just want to do this. So I'll be back in a moment once I have done all of this, so just so that this building looks a bit prettier. Right, so now that I've done this, I come to realize that all of this together, like, I missed something here. Like, this bit is grey on the bottom, and I don't have that anywhere else, except for that building. That was the first try. But you can see I've got it nowhere else at all. And I can't actually place this block into the ground, because then it will glitch. So what you do is you just want something in the ground, just use the road tool. It's simple as that. You go to the NEPA, and I can just, like, pull it all out, like this, without any issues whatsoever. And this will make it all look a bit fancier, in my opinion. And this is how I tend to generally build these kinds of thing. So let me just quickly... not up there. That's what I'm going to do differently. So I now have this entrance to this building. And I want to go and create my road again. So let's select this color. And let's just pull this all the way down to about here. And then I come to realize that that's a bit too far. I do this. Problem solved. Actually, this here. Problem solved. This will do. This will definitely do. Right, so now we have all of this made. I come to realize that all my windows, except for those which are fine, are a bit too close to the edges. So I can just click on a window. Oh. I can just click on a window and then click again to select it, and I can just move it around in the way I want it. Don't know why it's doing that over there though. That's... There we go. And I can just move my windows as I want them, and the same works for doors, the same works for basically any form of furniture. You click on select it and you click again and hold it to move it. Now over here we removed the windows earlier, so we can just go in here and place some more. And now with this neat little looking house, or at least the exterior. It's all fine and well, but the inside is still completely empty. And as a starter, I want to go in and add some furniture. So you can see I've got all the workshop here, I've got all my furniture here, I've got my storage here, and so on and so on. So over here I want to make a little bedroom. So we go over here and look for a nice looking bed. So the ornate comfy bed is of course the only way to go in this town. So we just go in and pick a spot, and I wanted to go over here. You can see I've got a little ornate looking thing there. I want him to have a ornate dresser. This is going to be a very expensive house apparently. Place it just there. And I want it to have a... do we have a writing... Yeah, there we do. We don't have an ornate? Oh, we have an ornate writing desk. Lovely. We just place that writing desk over here. Looks cool. And we just place the ornate comfy chair in front of it. And that's it for this room. Then we can go on to the next one, which will be a... This will be a little living room, I think. So we can't actually build couches in this game, unfortunately. But we can make some comfy looking chairs. So place one here. Place one here. And now I come to realize like, I believe... Was it in here or was it in here? Trying to find a campfire. I always forget where it is. I know it's here. Yeah, here it is. So that's fine, but we'll come to it later. So later on I will build something over there. I just had to make sure it's over there or not. So we built a little few chairs. Actually, I think I can make a couch. So if we just go and do this, we've got a little couch over here now. And we do over this. And it looks all neat and cool. And I don't believe we have any. So let's go and put the ornate dresser here as well. Just as a bit of decoration so it doesn't look too empty. And that's all we have there. And in here we want to go and make a little kitchen. So we go and make a ornate dining table. And you can actually place these next to each other to make a bigger dining table. Which I believe we want to do. And we go over here. We place... Actually, yeah. Place one here. Place one here. Place here. And here. And then we have a little living room. And over there, this is really... These are just hallways. We don't want anything in the hallway in regards to furniture. It will come all later. So... Once you've placed in all your furniture, or at least for the specific room, I just did all the rooms in one go. You can also do room by room. But yeah, I've placed in all the furniture I want, and I want to go in and go to decorations. Because this is where the fun starts. Frankly, the first thing you probably want to do, and especially in my case, is look around for some cool lighting. So I've got the Emberstone Rabbit statue, stone cut lantern, blah 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 blah. I just want some normal wooden wall lantern of the best quality I can possibly think of. And you can just go around... Place them around just where you want them, and I normally place them either near doors, near walls, whatever. Just so that it all looks a little bit fancier. Here we go. Let's place one here as well. Just do from the top so make sure everything is at the same height. Oh, hello. Let's place one here. Let's wait for the saving to be gone. This takes always way too long. And let's place one more over here. I think that's splendid. Got them in the hallway, we got them not in the bedroom yet. So, there, and there. Here we go. And I believe that is all the lighting I want inside of this house. Yep. And I want to make a little fireplace here. So, I can go in and make a fire pit. Let's turn it around so it's facing outside. We've got a little fire pit. And this fire pit, of course, is not going to work. Right, it's at least because it will burn down the house, realistically seen. Not in the game. But just realistically, it will burn down the house. So remove this. And let's just go in and just make a stone looking bit. So let's get some gunmetal. Gunmetal is always a good choice. I come to realize that this is in the way. So I can just go in and say, okay, let's remove that. Let's rotate that and put it over there for now. We can move it back later to something that works a bit better. And now we have this. And I want to select all of this. So what I just did over here is if you single select or click one time on a block, it selects a single block. Click twice, it selects the entire entity. Pretty cool, pretty neat. So what I want to go and do is I want to go up one, and then we select do this. And I think actually I come to realize that this is not entirely as I want it. I want it to be like this. So I have that. Then I do this, place some single walls. And slowly but surely I will be able to build a chimney upwards. So now we have a chimney. At least something that should look like a chimney very, very soon. So what I want to go and do is just do this. Just do this and we got... let's just make one tiny hole here. Yeah, there we go. That's much, much better. And in front of here I come to realize like this is a bit of a dead spot. So let's go into the paint tool. Let's get some shuttle gray and just remove... Just color everything down here into shuttle gray. So it is made out of stone, instead of whatever it just was. And people, can now use it as a little living room. I can, of course, if I want to, place a gate in front of this. So if you go down here, you can see the different gates. I can place the one over there, for example. Or I can just grab a smaller one, just place it like so. But that will block up the fireplace, and I don't want to do that yet. Right, so we're looking at this. The ground is a bit still looking. So let's go over here. We have a nice fur-looking rock. We have... Oh, blinds, yes. Ooh, yes, we want blinds. Let's go to all the rooms all around, and all these single... Yes. All the single ladies will get a little bit of a... There's some curtains, or blinds, whatever they're called in English. Yeah, this looks fancy, in my opinion. So we got some little curtains in front of the most of the windows. We can, of course, try and put them over there, but that will, block up half the window, so that's no use in it. They aren't made for that. So we have a little... fancy looking room over here. We got the kitchen where we probably want something on the, or the dining room probably want something on the wall there. So let's look around. What do we have? What do we have? I swear we had something to put on the wall. We don't? Wasn't here then? Intriguing. So normally, I apparently don't have it currently in this thing, but you've got these wall things. So if you go, for example, over here to the workshop, I can show you actually quickly. These. Don't know why I don't have those. Wall-mounted tapestry. Why don't I see those? Intriguing. Let's close that. Let's go back to this. Oh, actually, I do. I'm just blind. Okay, here we go. So we can just go around and place those on the wall to make it look a bit fancier. And then we go to the bedroom and see what can we place over here. First of all, I want a rug. Because I don't want my halfling to have cold feet when they get out of bed. And I want a nice looking thing on the wall. Do I have room for that? No, I don't. Oh, actually, I forgot to put blinds here. There we go. And we got a little neat looking bedroom. And over here we have these still looking hallways. Let's go around. Let's place a little thing over there. A little thing over here. A little thing over here. Just so it doesn't look as empty as usual. And let's just go in and place this fur rug. The entire floor over here. Doesn't quite fit, but doesn't matter. And we can place a fur rug over here. Now, if you go inside, you of course want to take care of your shoes. Wait for the saving to be done again. We can go in here. We can go and place down a little... what shall we place? Ah, a supply rack over here, which will act as a shoe thing. Just so it looks fancy. And as you can see, the entire interior of my house has been made. How wonderful. I actually want a little light here at the front. Oh, I've got ornate. Oh, I should have put that there in actually. Doesn't really matter. Also, if you can hear rain in the background, that's because it's raining really, really hard over here on top of the window. So I do apologize. So we got two little lights over there to light the way into the house. And now it is time for the last tool that I have not spoken of yet, and that is the roof tool. Now, the roof tool, because it's an L-shaped room, I can't do this in one go. So what I want to go and do is start over here and just drag... Oh, hold on. Let's not do that yet. First of all, down here, you've got the colors. And I believe that I personally use this color. Probably. I can use the wall color, and I will explain what all this is in a moment. And I've got the column thing, but that's all fine, because I like it to be matching with the building. So now that I have that, I can just pull the roof over like this, and you can see that it works generally well, actually. Right, so looking at this, of course this is not entirely how we want it. So if I want the slope to be everywhere, over here this just opened up, so the drop walls. The drop walls are these walls on the side. I can turn them off, so it sort of floats there. I can turn them on, and I like them on. Then over here is the slope. These are the slope bits, so I can turn it off entirely, and it will just be a flat roof. I can turn them on. I'll have to pull it up again, because otherwise it doesn't work. Turn the drop walls on, and I can make a pointy looking roof. And I can make it look as ridiculously as I possibly want. Like this, and I don't really like it. So let's turn this off again. Let's do it like so. I think like this is fine. And looking at this rooftop, it looks all neat and well, but we still have this bit over here. And I don't want my rooftop to be clipping to each other. So what I will do is actually go in here and just start removing these bits here. So we make a hole in top of our rooftop. And just place this roof over here. Like so. Make sure that it says... Hello? There we go. I have to actually select the building first. And then like this, it's like, okay. This fits relatively well, actually. So what we then do is we go around and we come to realize that it's clipping through here that I don't want to. So let's go and pull back a bit. So this here is fine. This here is perfectly fine. And now we have this like weird gap in the middle. What we can go and do is go into blocks. And we select, for example, let's select just this color for now. Actually, let's go and select the dark color over here, because apparently this did not entirely go as planned. So let's select this color, and let's recolor this entire bit, so it fits with want to do it correctly. Don't ignore me. Making sure it's all the same color. And now what we can go and do, we can go to the blocks. And we can go and select this color. And I can just go in here and just add to it. Oh. Just need to wait for the actual block to be placed, otherwise it's gonna do very weird things. Like that. Okay, so slowly but surely, I change back to this again because I think this was the correct color. I can just go in. That's place that somewhere down there. Just gonna say it's not always the easiest to work with this bullet tool. You can just go in here and just go around placing blocks. And I come to realize I screwed it up here for one moment, so we can go back to here, do this. And then we go back to here and we do this, and it all will look fine in the end. So we do this here. I'm just trying to recreate the color, so you don't have to do it exactly like I do. I'm just saying it would look really, really cool. Right, so now we have a roof, and you may realize, like, we have a roof bit over here. We have a roof bit over here, and you can see it doesn't select the bit in the middle. So what I can do is I can select all of it, and you can see that over here I got certain options. And you can choose to be that all the blocks that you display be either blocks, roof, or wall, and I want this all to be a roof. Because this makes sure that if I go through all of this, and I drop down the walls, actually this does drop as well. So I have to wait for the saving to be done. And you basically do that for every bit that you've done. So roof, and you go to the same side on this side. Turn it all into roofs. That's what I said, didn't I? Yeah, okay. I just making... Oh, hello. It's intriguing. I don't know why... It's very intriguing. Okay, so over here, of course, I've placed all of this. So all of this have to be walls. So I just do there. So let's just go in and replace all of that as being... Oh, not roof, as walls. And that gave it also the extra option to make it behave like an actual wall. Right, so now we have all of this all neatly set and ready to go. And I come to realize, like, I made a fireplace in there, didn't I? So, I believe that I made it roughly about here. Ah, there we go. And you can see I found my fireplace over here. So let's just go in and cut out the fireplace. And just go in here and just pull it up. There we go. Fireplace. And that makes it have a little fire or a little chimney. And I want this chimney to just have a little bit of a special color. So let's move it down one. Or not special color. A little bit of a... Hello. There we go. A special look to it. So I want to go and do this. And you can see I just select a single block and pull it out. To make it look as neat as possible. Right. The last thing I want to do is I want all of this to connect upward like I've done over here and literally everywhere else. So what we'll do, if we go to the paint tool, we go and get some bistre and we just paint all of this in the color I also desperately want. Just so it looks a bit... Just so it looks a bit nicer. There we go. And here as well. Let's go and do this. Pull this upwards, pull this up, all of it. And then we have all of this looking nice and neat. And I want to go and quickly add a little bit of a... Apparently a bit of a bigger. Because this fits in the... Yeah, really? Intriguing. Let's go and put it there. But actually, no, let's just keep it like this. Right, so the last thing I want to go and do, I want to go and add some little blocks here and there. Like this, so it looks like the roof is supported. It's just a me thing that I always do. Just, if you don't like it, just ignore that. I'm just showing you how the entire bullet tool completely works. Oh, dear lord. Please be calm. Oh, hello. I seem to have made a little mistake here on that side. It is always a good thing to make sure that I basically made sure everything is right about everywhere. I come to realize I made a block here. Okay, so over here, this isn't as it's supposed to be. As you can clearly see. So what I can go and do is, first of all, I want to remove this block because I don't want it here. Oh, hello. So this needs to be one over. And now it is as I want it to be. And now, of course, this over here is not as I want it. So I can... Oh, hello. I can just pull it up. The blocks that I want to pull up, I just go around and pull upwards. And I know that at the bottom, of course, it looks a bit funky. That's just the inside. I normally personally don't really do anything about it. But if you want to go and do it, that is the very, very last thing of this entire builder tool, which is also probably one of the most handy things, the floor tool. This over here makes you able to go down different floors. As you can see over here, I just went down several floors to make sure that I can look into this. So I can just go and use this basically to edit it. And it shows it basically cut into a specific bit. For example, over here, I've cut over this. It's basically a simple cutting tool that doesn't entirely work as I want it to. But it's a bit glitchy how this works. And you can, if you know how to use it like I just did, you can go in here and I can go in and edit all the furniture inside without any issues. But the moment I start building on top of this, it's going to be a bit difficult. You have to realize there's a little like awkward gap over there. Let's go in here and just place a block. Nice. Then we can go all the way up again. It's all levels. And we have our roof again. Now that we have this all built, over here you got the cost, and you can see that the cost completely increases. You can see over here, I need stone, I need wood, I need ornate dresses, and so on. All these items that I placed inside. And it also shows you if you don't have enough. For example, I don't have enough wooden logs. Which isn't that weird because I have cut down half the world by now. So yeah, you have to actually see it and you have to go in and fix that. Like, it won't build all the wood unless you've got actually the wood. So it will try and build it as far as it possibly can, use all the wood it can find. But once it run out, the building will stop and it will get an exclamation mark on top of it. And here you can see what it is missing. So you can see the cost over here, and once it is all nicely and neatly built, you can go over here, press the build. And it will try and build it. You've got this over here, it's all yellow now because I'm in pause. You can just go and do as in play and it will tell you if it worked or not. If it's green, it worked. If it's red, or yeah, if it is red, you get like red blocks or whatever. It will tell you if it didn't work or not. And all of this together is the entire building tool. And this has been a very, very, very long episode. But yeah, this basically shows you how to properly use the builder tool, and we made a little house with it. Now, over the course of time, I will probably edit or publish more videos of how to build in StoneHearth, in which I will show you how to build specific things. Like I just showed you how to build a single house. I can also show you how to build a multi-story house, how to build a basement, how to build a lighthouse, how to build a tower or a boat. All of that are things I can go and do. All you just have to do is, if you have any questions or anything that you want me to see and explain how to do it, just go to the comments and tell me, because that's the only way I'm gonna know. So, as per usual, if you enjoyed this episode, please like, favorite, subscribe, do whatever you want, and I'll see you next time. Bye!